Winners.
There we go.
Can you pull that up? Hey
What's
y'all.
up? What's up? What's
How
up?
y'all doing tonight?
Hey, I do want to apologize again. This is my first time ever doing something like this, so we trying to get everything together. She mad at me, but it's gonna be all right.
It's gonna
But
be a long night. Long night.
like I said, man, it's gonna be a great night. It's gonna be a great night. We want you to get your wine. We want you to relax. We're gonna talk about a whole lot of stuff. All right. The topic of the day is overcoming hurt, but not settling.
Yes.
All right. Overcoming hurt, but not settling. We got to know how to deal with that hurt. Hurt people hurt people. All right.
Hey.
So we got to be able to deal with that, but at the same time, not settle for anything in our life. All right. So again, get your wine. You see, my lady got her wine.
I have mine.
All right. Get your wine, and we're going to get it popping. We're going to take a quick break so y'all can get shot up and everything like we are, and we're going to get at it. All right.
Winners.
so welcome back. Hey, I hope you got your wine. All right, because I want you to sit back, relax. Hey, we got a chat. So if you guys are willing to, have, or if you guys have questions or anything, put it in that chat. Let us know. We're gonna read it out if you would allow us to. But if not, we're gonna hold back. All right.
Absolutely.
But check this out. So the topic of the day is overcoming hurt, but not settling. Great topic, right?
I had so many women wanted to do that main topic. So this is my second show, and that was like the fifth person that gave me that topic. So I'm like, okay, let's do that topic because I have been there before.
Right.
He have been there before.
Definitely.
We're gonna start with
I'll let you go first.
no, let you go first.
Me?
Yeah, you go first.
All right. So cool.
Since he my co-host tonight, so okay.
So listen, man, it's a lot, but I mean, first of all, I've been hurt. I've been in a relationship. I've been in a marriage, and basically being a man, a young man at that. I got married at 17 years old, graduated high school, and got married in college. So understanding that, me being a young man, I never understood how to really be that man, as far as getting a job, working, and, providing for my family because I had a child, which is Smokey. He's 10 years old, and I had a stepson. And so I was a basketball player. So all I knew was, hey, once we make it, we set for life. And things didn't work out. I ended up dropping out of school to try to provide for my family. But it was all a process, and I never understood the process because, like I said, I was a young man, trying to make, real life grown folks decision, and stuff ain't work out. It is what it is. But I mean, I did what I could do, and I ended up getting hurt out of it because I felt like I put my all into it, and nothing good came out in return. I ended up getting the divorce after five 5 or 6 years into the marriage. I ended up leaving, and because I knew what I wanted, and I knew what my mate wanted, so I just gave her what she wanted, and I packed up all my stuff and moved back to Valdosta, and it hurt for a while. I didn't communicate with women, for about maybe a year and a half, and
you sure about that?
oh,
Are you
shit,
sure
man,
about that?
listen, let me tell my story,
Oh, okay,
bro.
tell it.
Let me tell my story, bro. Let me
Go ahead,
hold
tell
up. Let
it.
me get my own camera. Hold up.
Okay.
Let me get my own camera. All right, cool. So, like I was saying, man, I felt like I can't give a woman everything unless I know and understand who I am as a man. And I don't fault her, and I don't fault me either because, like I say, we was young, and we didn't never explore the world. I never went to clubs, party, or anything. All my life was catering, serving as much as I could. And basketball didn't work out, and so yeah, I took about a year and a half off from women to get myself together because I knew the next person that came along, I wanted to make sure I was right with myself before, I could be with that person. So after I started dating and going through hell, like I went through a real process of breaking down. And I didn't understand it at first, but now it's to the point where I really understood, like, I had to go through that breaking process because if I wouldn't have went through that, it would have probably hurt the wife that I have today. So By the way, before I get into everything, listen, we just got married November 14th. The day we actually met and became true love. But let me show y'all this picture real quick. It's dope. What is it at right? So yeah, we just got married. I'm excited. She's excited. It's crazy, but I felt like I truly met, my best friend, my true lover, someone who understands me and understand where I come from. And I can only be thankful of that. But back to the story. So I went to dating and dating, knowing that the women that I was dating, it wasn't supposed to be nothing. But that's why it's important the people that you associate with and be around. You have to make sure you're careful because their spirits can take over if you allow them to and become as them. And that's what I basically did, doing stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing, getting in trouble, went to jail a couple times and sitting in that jail. So I knew that wasn't for me, So God really put me through a breaking down process where it was just like, you know what, you don't get it together. This is what you're gonna be. This is really what you're gonna be if you don't get yourself together. So I'm a relationship type dude. Like I love relationship. I love to love. I love to cater. That's how I was taught, from a woman, how to love another woman. So I knew a relationship is what I wanted. So when I met this sexy thing over here, it was just like a match made in heaven for real. We both like, yeah, we just came dang near from the same situation. So we kicked it off strong and she just came at me hard. I couldn't turn it down. But listen, I'm glad I went through that breaking process because people don't understand that breaking process can allow you to break down the foundation that you thought was strong. That foundation, it had cracks in it. It had dents in it. It had all these types of things in that relationship in my foundation. So now that he's broken me and broken my foundation, he started replacing it with the right stuff that I needed to make a solid foundation for myself as a man, so that I can be that man for my wife and my kids. Now that so he's broken, I understand that. So it's like now, yeah, I'm glad I went through it, but at the time, I was crying. I didn't know what to do. I was surviving. I was surviving off of my gift, but I knew the relationship I was missing, And once I found her, it was no turning back. It was no letting go. We went through what we went through and we made it out. And I had to let her know, listen, I can't let nobody else have you. If I can't have you, nobody else can have you. So I had to really go ahead and seal the deal with her and with God. So yeah, overcoming that hurt, it's a hard process, but you got to understand sometimes the hard situations is the situations we really need to deal with. You know, you can't sweep everything under the rug and expect for it not to show, and I rather for it to show then than to wait till later for it to show. And God did his thing. So again, that was my story. I'm sticking to it. So I'm gonna let my beautiful wife tell her side of the story.
Yeah, and he's so sweet. He's so sweet. That's why I could not pass this man up. I thank God for him every night, uh, to a point where when he sleep, when the man sleep, they're supposed to be watching you. No, when he sleep, I'm watching him. Because I don't know what prayer I prayed for, but I just thank God. I did the right one to have him in my kids' life. Um, Overcoming my hurt. My hurt was a little bit deeper because I did it, went through a season where I did it on my own, around no family, no one to depend on, no one to call. And even when I did call someone, they was 100 miles away from me. Uh, I got married, uh, and my ex-husband got a promotion. What led us in Valdosta to today. And I don't have any bad things to say about him. He was a hardworking man. But when it came to being compatible, what was missing that? I absolutely don't regret making this move because I would have never found my husband. Never found him. But overcoming my hurt, uh, not being able to drive to my mom's house or my sister's house and cry on their shoulder, not having no one shoulder to cry on. I didn't know this man at the time. So dealing with a lot of infidelity and um, can't trust someone, being embarrassed, a lot of that stuff went on. You overcome that hurt by getting on your knees. And when I say get on my knees, I got on my knees first, didn't nothing change. I got on my knees, I prayed every night. That was my first marriage. I didn't want it to fail. Um, and I also worry about who was gonna talk about me. Dang, they just got married. What happened? What she do? I struggle with that. I don't worry about what people say, but at some point in your life, you know, like, dang, is it me? So when I actually came to my sense that I had to do something else, uh, I stepped out on faith. I got down on my face, flat on my face one night, and I asked God, please take this off of me. This is not the way you want me and my kids to live. And this is the only way I can express myself with telling my truth. This not telling y'all, this not bashing. Let me just go back to my first experience, my first talk show. What came to me is what God told me to do, and I'm obeying it. This talk show is not to bash no one, but I know somewhere in the US, I'm not the only one that going through it, or my husband not the only person that been through it. So when I say I got flat on my face and asked God to please take this off of me, because this is not how you want your child to live. He did absolutely that. I packed me my kids' stuff. I left him a whole house, and I had nice stuff. I got mad at him. I wanted to take some stuff, like on what's the movie, babe? When
Medea.
Yeah, that was me. I wanted to wreck some stuff, but I couldn't. God would not give me the strength. Like, no, you better than that. I'm gonna replace it with better stuff, and that's what He absolutely did. I don't want for anything. When I say I don't want for anything, I don't want for anything. I left my ex-husband with everything. Like I said, I would never bash him. Awesome, awesome man. Hardworking. We just weren't compatible. But I stepped out on faith. Didn't have a job, and me and my kids absolutely stayed in it was like what it was, a women's shelter.
Mhm.
Yeah, a women's shelter. And when I say didn't nobody know, not even my mom knew that. Actually, the only person who knew was my husband and God. That was the most embarrassing. I never thought I would be going through anything. I get emotional even talking about it. We had to stay in the women's shelter because I didn't have nowhere to go. I could have went to my mom's house. I could have went to my sister's house in Columbus, But at that moment, I think God wanted me to be alone, and He wanted to deal with me by Himself. And when He did that, doors start opening. Job, I met this man, and when I met him, he's like, "Hey, we friends. Whatever you need help with the kids, I got you." I'm like, "Where he come from?" I know I'm being punked right now. I didn't know how to pronounce his name right.
Charm.
What was it?
Charm.
Didn't know how to pronounce his name. I didn't know how to pronounce his name right. So I know he was sent by God. Overcoming that hurt, you do that. So when God line you up with what's supposed to be in your life, you appreciate it. You be thankful for it. And you don't treat it like it's nothing. Um, and not settling. That comes all together. You overcome that hurt and you don't settle. And when I say mean not settling, if a man cannot treat you like a queen at all times, and I'm not saying a man should be perfect. He's not gonna be perfect. But if that man can't treat you like a queen, and I saw my stepfather do it to my mom for 20 years. Yes, they argue. Yes, they, did what they did, but my mom didn't want for nothing. When I say she didn't want for nothing, she got everything she want, and they worked hard for it. But I never seen my dad tell my mom no, unless he did it behind closed doors. I we went out to eat. He opened doors. That's what I saw in a man. And when I settled for, I was like, this ain't it. This not the way. And then when you have daughters, you don't want that to be the way. Because you want to show them, okay, this is how a man's supposed to treat you. I thank God he put this man in my path. Because he showed my daughters this is the way you're supposed to be treated. If you choose to settle. And when I say if you choose to settle, have boundaries. You and if they can't accept that, okay, you need to move on. Especially if y'all don't have no ties together. I seen so many times growing up that women settle because they got kids. Women settle because they've been married so long.
That's
But you've been unhappy for 10 years. I didn't want to live that way.
Right.
I could not live that way because I had daughters. And I really hope that for every woman that got her or is her at the moment, you overcome that. Even if it's a man and a woman's not doing right, you overcome that hurt. You put your foot down, and if it don't change, don't settle. Cause my grandma used to always tell me, and I think because my grandma put in me and my cousin Janine and my sister Neat, she drilled because she used to be her man up. She wasn't playing. She didn't play that man. I tell him all the time, I wish she would have met my grandma. But it's too many fishes out there to settle for one. And I absolutely did that with my ex-husband because I was so worried about, oh, who gonna say, oh, they finna get a divorce already? They just got married. Or they just moved here. Well, he just did this for her. That's the only reason I was holding on. And another reason why I was holding on because I had nowhere to go if I left him all that. God kept telling me, you about to step out on faith and you're not gonna have nothing but a car and your clothes on your back. And that's what I did, me and my kids. I'm so thankful that I went through that season. I did it alone. Like I said, I don't know if my mom even know the story. But that's just something I had to do by myself. And I thank God for it.
It's crazy because when I met them, the same way I left with a car and my clothes is the same way I met them
Yeah.
with her car, her kids, and the clothes.
Yeah.
So
I tried to go back and get more stuff, but he went.
yeah, ain't no sense. Listen. A man know a good woman,
Yeah.
you know, and it don't take a rocket scientist to believe that or to see that or notice that, you know,
Hmm.
just by the couple of talks we had, you know, when we met was just like we went through the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's special when you two go through the same exact thing. So it's like now I got somebody I can relate to, you
Yes.
know.
That's
So
when the friendship came. That's
yeah,
when we became friends first. And I absolutely never, well, I did. I did have this in high school. I told him that I had this
oh yeah,
before.
yeah.
But being in this element in my life,
Listen,
I
let's
never
stop that.
had
Hold
that.
up. She ain't had this before. Hold up. She ain't had this before. I could care less. But she ain't never had this love before.
No,
Understood.
no.
All right.
When I
Understand that.
when
She
I
ain't
meant
had
by that
this.
having a best friend first, I never had that before. Um, in this era in my life, and with the situation I went through, I was like, y'all talk about the Sierra prayer, the prayer, whatever Sierra prayed for. I don't know what I prayed for. I know she can't remember what she prayed for. I just know I surrendered myself. That's another thing I got from my bishop. When they get overwhelmed, when you just feel like you in a closet, in a box, you don't know what else to do. Um, you surrender yourself. You lay flat on the floor, face down, and you just ask God to take this off of you.
Donnie McClurkin said it best.
Mm-hmm.
When you've done all you can do,
Oh, come on, somebody.
man, you got to maybe cut some parts of it. When you've done all you can do, the only thing you can do is stand. But a lot of people don't understand by me being weak, I'm really strong because
Mm-hmm.
what's being done is I become weak, and that's when God is the strongest. When
Yep.
I'm at my weakest.
Weakest.
So
Yep.
men that don't understand that, it's okay to be weak. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to be the punk in this situation. I tell all my friends, listen, my wife come in the gym and say it's time to shut it down. Deuces, you gotta go. Because I understand at the end of the day, that's my lady. I don't care about you calling me no punk, no nothing. I'll be that. I'll be that. You know, I'll be strong when I need to be strong.
Absolutely.
You know, but when it comes to my queen, I have to fall. I have to fall to it because
Mm-hmm.
that's my backbone. That's my rib. You know, so people got to understand that when you don't have a certain part of you, that's like if you cut off your right leg, you feel awkward, you feel weird, you move different,
Imbalance.
you walk
Mm-hmm.
different, your balance is off. All of that
Mm-hmm.
is off. So if I need to stay balanced and stay in control and have my rib and have my back strong, I got to do my job as a man and
Yep.
say, you know what? I'll be the punk.
Yep.
And it ain't necessarily just being the punk. It's just the fact of saying, I know my woman, I cater to my woman, and whatever it is that my woman wants, needs, or
Mm-hmm.
need to be happy for me to do to make her happy, I'm gonna do it. Because that's my job as a man. See,
Absolutely.
when I was going through when I was a younger adult, a younger adult, I didn't understand that.
Absolutely.
So that's why I say I don't fault her and I don't fault me at the same time because I was learning how to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Mm-hmm.
my mom and my dad was together for a long time. Long time.
Same.
They ended
That's
up getting
me.
divorced and stuff happened with that situation. But I can remember one time seeing my mother cry. And this is what made me vow to myself, not to nobody else, but to myself, to say, every woman I get after this, I'm gonna make sure I do right by her. Because I don't want to see the tears that
You
my
see
mother
my
has
mom
cried.
cry.
So I made that vow to myself, and I still to this day uphold that vow. So every person that I was with, it was like seeing my mother's tears. So it was like I can't do that because I see my mother's tears every time I see you. But it was just a simple fact. It was doing it for the wrong people. All right. Doing it for the wrong people is wasted time.
Energy.
Wasted.
Yeah.
Wasted. All because
you
I
don't.
didn't, all because I settled. In the time of my weakness, I settled, which I shouldn't have settled, but the Bible said we all fall short.
Oh,
You
come on,
know,
somebody.
listen, we all fall short. Nobody's perfect.
No one.
Nobody's perfect. So if you got people that's judging you or anything, we're not allowed to judge anyone because your sin is the same as my sin. Just because it might be small and mine might be big, in
It's
God's
still
eyes, it's the same sin. It's the same sin.
Oh, come
So
on, somebody.
listen, judge me if you want to, man. Judge me if you want to. I could care less. That's why now I'm at a point in my life. I tell my wife all the time, I could care less what anybody have to say about me. Long as I got you, long as I'm treating you right, long as I'm doing right by my kids, God is going to take care of me. He's going to reward me. He's going to bless me. I don't have to go for it. My mama used to always tell me this. She used to always say, the blessings shall overcome and take thee. I didn't have to run after it. It came to me. Listen, man, we gonna help each other out today. It came to me. And you got to understand another thing. People are not gonna be happy when the blessing comes to you. They're not gonna be happy. A lot of people may act like they're happy or whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, when I get that blessing, our job is to take care of it.
Yep.
To take care of it.
Yeah.
Overcoming that hurt, destroying my foundation, going through hell, jail, sitting, all of that stuff prepared me for the blessing. What the thing we don't understand is we don't have the say so to say what we go through and what we don't go through. We don't.
Yeah, I told y'all on the last talk show, this man right here, he's a man of God.
I go to church.
He's a man of
I used to go to church a lot.
He used to go to church a lot. You know how church folks then really like push the people that actually love God, like with all their heart. He's one of them. And I cannot be mad at him because I went through it. They would most definitely push you away from the church.
But I still stayed connected to the Father.
You did.
I'm going to explain it like this. Check this out, babe. Check this out. So, if you look at an extension cord, now hear me out. If I plug an extension cord in the wall and plug all of these outlets into it, something is not going to get the amount of energy that it needs to blossom and to work fully as it needs to work. You get what I'm saying? So when you look at it, I was going through everybody, every pastor, every woman of God, every man of God, and not getting the exact stuff that I needed, the exact power that I needed. So once I actually cut away from the extension cord and plug myself into the main source, listen, man. Listen.
He's gonna give you everything you need. We went through the same experience. The exact same experience. Leaving with nothing. And God plucked We plugged up with God.
Yeah.
Plug up with God. Stop worrying about who don't like you, who don't talk to you, who don't support you. Long as you got that number one support, that's all you need. Long as God support your vision, don't worry about who else support you.
That's what it's about, man. Listen, I can go on for days. My mama used to tell me all the time, boy, you ought to be preaching. But I felt like my preaching is not from the pulpit. I'm more of a foot worker, if you know what I mean. Like Direct TV, they have people that's good in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them people that I'm good with getting there. Let me meet a
come
group
out
of
here.
people. Yeah, let me meet y'all. You know, let's have a conversation. Let's talk. You know, I'm a very genuine person. Like I treat people how I want to be treated. And if I don't treat you that way, I feel less of a man because now it feel like I put myself above you when I'm above no one.
Absolutely.
You know, so hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, my husband was so prepared for tonight. He was so, as you can see, he was very prepared. Um, we are absolutely excited about what's about to take off. Um, we're excited about what God is giving us every day. It's like he get more. It's just coming to us at one time. It's like slow down.
Yeah.
Please slow down, because I get overwhelmed. Like I want to go to my job someday. Be like, hey, let me put my 2 weeks in. That's how excited. That's how much He's giving me.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Look, listen to this, right? This is why it's so important to overcome hurt and to go through that phase in life where you're being broken and meet the right person. Okay, so I was staying in a 2-bedroom apartment, 1 bathroom. So when I seen that, I invited him into my home. And I have
Y'all, let me just say, I had to readjust, because at that point I'm like, God, I did what you told me to do. And when I pulled up, I was like, I know you're gonna do me like this. But he broke me all the way down, like, you're not perfect. I'm finna put you right here, and I'll put you right here, and you're gonna make it work. And you're gonna be happy. And when I tell you, living in a 2-bedroom,
1 bathroom,
1 bathroom,
4 kids.
4 kids. When I tell you, it was the amazing experience. It never was a dull moment. We had more
fighting,
laughs.
laughing, crying, fussing, arguing, kids fussing, making nuts fuss, they fighting. It was just listen.
It was an experience where I would never forget. I have never lived in a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, but that was for him. He was single at the moment.
That was the players' palace.
But stop. You wish.
But look though, so I say that to say this. It is so. What word can I use? It's so important to yoke up with the right woman.
Yep.
Because when I yoked up with my wife,
You like saying that, don't you?
yeah, everything. When I say everything added. I didn't have a car. I had just got out of jail. I didn't have a car. It got caught on fire and got impounded. But I didn't have a car. So when I met her in the first year, I got a car, which was the Blue Expedition. I mean Explorer. Excuse me, Explorer, right?
Yes.
got a car. Now, let me tell you another thing. I was about to go back to jail,
Mm-hmm.
but yoking up with the right woman
Mm-hmm.
and catering and loving the woman that the right way, I was supposed to pay $1,200 that same day, or they was gonna pick me up. So I was basically hiding out, trying to figure out what I was gonna do, not understanding
Too scared to tell me.
the ram in the bush. The ram, you never know. Your wife, your child, your brother, your sister, your mother can be that ram in the bush. Your mother-in-law, your sister-in-law, your brother-in-law. It doesn't matter. God can use anybody to be that ram in the bush. And my dad called me. He said, "Son, the police is here for you." And they said, if you don't bring $1,200 in when they catch you, you're going to jail. I didn't want to tell her because, like I say, that pride got in the way. So I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna just stake out at the crib. They don't know where I live
I'm
at.
wondering, like, babe, let's go out to eat. Nah, babe, let's just cook at the house. I'm like, what's wrong with him? We always do, and still to this day, 3 years later, we do one date night a
A
week.
week.
It don't matter what night we pick. It might be a night that I'm off because he work at the school, so he get off early every day. But it's one night that I get off. We do it once a week. You have to do that if you're married or in a couple. They keep you grounded. They keep the communication going. They keep that love. It don't matter where we go. We're gonna get that one night in, that date night in.
Oh yeah, got to.
I
Gotta
didn't
take
realize
care of
why
my
he didn't want to
baby.
go out to eat. I'm like, babe, we haven't been nowhere all week. Nah, babe, I'm good. I'm like, what in the world wrong with him?
So listen. So after that, I eventually ended up telling her, like, listen, I'm about to go to jail. So I hope you love me the way the way you say you do, because I might be having to be gone for a good little minute. So she said, well, what you got to do? I said, listen, I need $1,200. If I'm gonna get 1,200, I think I had what, $200 saved.
You might have 200.
Might have been $200 saved. And she said, wait. She
One
called her
phone,
mother.
one phone
This is why I
call.
say you got to be yoked up. She called her mother. Never met a mother a day in my life. Never communicated with her. Never talked with her. All because of the simple fact I love the daughter the way I'm supposed to love her. She paid the $1,200 for me to be free. That's love. When you put out the right energy, the right love, it has no choice but to turn back and come back at you.
Mhm.
It has no choice. It had none whatsoever. So let me finish before I've been got in some tears real quick. So after that, uh, my wife said we need to move in a bigger spot. I said, cool. I said, whatever you choose, that's what we're gonna get.
Right.
So we seen this house on Facebook Marketplace, and I said, my wife said, babe, this is the house I want right here. I say, cool, let's get it. So we got the money up and everything, but when we went to get it, somebody had already got it.
Right.
So she already mad and angry.
I wasn't mad. I was
Frustrated. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
you were
I was
frustrated.
frustrated.
So I told her, I said, listen,
But at this point, the two bedroom, the two bedroom gotta go. At this point, he's like, okay, God said it's time for us to move. The kids about to kill each other. Go ahead.
listen. So I knew she was frustrated, and I'm like, man, listen. I was always a man of faith.
Mhm.
When I grew up, we grew up not having much, but my mama always taught us faith,
Right.
faith, faith,
Yep.
faith. So I put my faith to work. And I say, you gonna get that house, babe. Don't worry about it. We'll just live here, this, that, and that, and all that. We looked at some couple, another house or two, maybe,
Yeah.
but those wasn't the house that she wanted. I said, we're gonna get the house. So Didn't think nothing else of it. We stand in the apartment, and I went on Facebook and I said, "Babe, you know that house that you've been wanting? You know it's back on the market, right?" And this has been like what, a year later?
Yeah.
A year later, and so we contacted people, everything. So make a long story short, we moved into that house. But I'm gonna tell you how God did it. When we moved into that house, He went and flushed everything in the house and made everything new
Everything new.
before we moved in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have a new house that we moved into that she wants.
I ain't do have to spend a dime.
Furnish the whole house how she wants. Not just taking like, okay, this is what we can do here. No, 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 no. We went and got what she wanted and put it in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Then we turned around and God has blessed us even more to where I can buy my wife a car, because the car she had was
The car I had got me
listen,
from A to B.
it got her from A to
And guess
B.
what? I am not prideful when it comes to materials and stuff. I don't need no BMW. I don't need, and I might want it, but I don't need it. If I don't need it, I don't care for that stuff. Long as it get me and my kids from A, because at this point, I've been at my lowest. So all that other stuff really don't matter. Like trying to show off for other people, that just wasn't me.
But my thing is, if you my queen,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make you ride in the best. So I was blessed to go buy my wife, not rent, not payments, nothing. Cash money.
I know you spent cash. I
Cash
know that.
money. And got her the car she wanted.
Mm-hmm. I think
Then turned around and got me another car. Cash. So you gotta understand that letting everything go and letting God, allowing God
to come
to
in.
come in
Mhm.
and break down everything in your life, that foundation that we think is strong, but we're wondering why things are crumbling that we thought was strong.
You gotta let go of that hurt.
You gotta let
You
it
gotta
go.
let it go. I don't care if it's relationship. I don't care with family. I don't care if it's. I don't care what it is. You have to let that hurt go. Let God come in and do what He got to do. Because until that happens, you're gonna hit roadblocks and figure out why I keep going through this. Why this keep happening? Why I'm in. It's just the little things. It's just little things like being in conversations that you don't need to be in. That can block your blessing. Just that little can block your blessing. So do stuff according to God so some doors can open. And that's absolutely what we did. I surrendered myself, take over me. At this point, I can't call my mom, and I can call my mom and dad for anything. I recently just heard my daddy tell me no in 30 years. And guess what? I went I wasn't mad. I was like, okay, you said no for the first time. But at that point, and I don't care how old, don't get too prideful where if you know somebody can help you and you don't call, that's your fault. That's pride. But at that moment, I knew I could have helped my mom. My mom got a nice house. I knew I could have called my dad or my sister in Columbus. They would have opened the doors, no question. But that was something that God wanted me to go through with my kids so they can see how strong, I am. And I thank God that they went through that with me because I made sure they got to school on time, no help. I made sure we ate, no help. I made sure. And I'm not saying, when I say I make sure, because every mom do that, when you have to live in a shelter with your kids, if you haven't experienced it, you won't know what I'm talking about. You got to experience that. I had a bed, they had a bed. Y'all seen my kids. They're bigger than me.
Biggest. Shaq kids.
So when I say you overcome hurt, not settle, and move on with life, so many doors will open. You just got to be patient and wait on God. I learned that last year. Well, no, yeah, last year I learned that. This year, having that experience, having to obey Him, I learned that this year, and I'm 35. So the topic tonight, and I hope y'all love this talk show right here, because my husband prepared himself for it. Y'all, as y'all can see, he prepared himself for this talk show. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back next Wednesday.
Hey, but before y'all go, let me show y'all this little clip, all right, of our wedding. It's probably gonna take 15, 20 seconds that
When
time.
I say he prepared it,
All right, check this out. Woo!
he about to cry all over. He ain't put the picture on there when he cried. Why you ain't put the picture on there when you cried?
Listen, man.
My husband had everyone, even men, crying at the wedding when he said his vows. I couldn't even get mine out. Like after he said his, I was like, okay, can I kiss him? Can I marry him?
Listen,
Let's throw in the
marrying
top.
your best friend,
It's an amazing feeling.
that's the most amazing feeling
Yeah.
I've ever
Experience.
felt.
Yes. Yes.
I told myself I wasn't gonna cry. I said, "You got this, brother." You're not gonna-
I asked him like probably 2 days. I'm like, babe, you gonna cry when you see me? I knew I was gonna be pretty. He was like, nah, babe, cry for
Fine.
what? I see you every day. He had everybody in the building crying. And I was like, okay, this man really loves me. At that moment, I knew like ain't nothing in this world can upset me to a point where when I walk through my doors, I have an amazing husband. My kids are making honor roll. They're doing awesome in sports. Now they got some work to do with their attitude, but that come with,
We got an
teenagers.
amazing hairdresser also.
my
Named Zari.
my daughter, my baby girl, loves to do hair at the age of 12.
Amazing.
She's gonna be awesome. But I thank God for everything that He has done in my life this past year, and it's gonna be even awesome when I keep pouring it out, because I know I'm not the only one that went through this. So I'm hoping that the topics that we talk about, and it will only be stuff that we can relate to, and all the topics I have gotten, I can relate to all of them. So I know it's nobody but God. Every topic I have gotten in my inbox, either he can relate to it or I can. So we thank y'all for watching tonight. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna be back next Wednesday, every Wednesday, at 9 o'clock. I will post a topic that morning, and y'all keep tuning in. We want the ones that's gonna be from the beginning to the end with us, because it's going somewhere. It already done took off in a short period of time. Like I'm trying to catch up. I'm behind. I'm really trying to catch up with so much stuff that has been thrown at me already. So like I said, I thank y'all for tuning in. I love my family. I love y'all to death. My friends, the people that's watching. Um, are we trying to be celebrities? No, we're not. We're just trying to put it out what we done been through.
I'm a celebrity.
You wish.
Listen, thank y'all for tuning in. It was amazing. Y'all almost seen me shed a tear, but I held it in. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in so much. We just a willing vessel, being used by God, and this most amazing. Let's get a close up, man.
Stop.
Look at this. The most amazing woman in the world, man, that a man can ever have. And I'm blessed to have her. So again, every Wednesday at 9 o'clock, tune in. I ain't gonna be here every Wednesday. I'm gonna be in the background because I love to watch her do her thing. So I'm gonna be in the background making sure everything works and all of that. So
Making sure y'all can hear me when I first come on.
right. That was my fault.
Good night, y'all.
Good night. Deuces.
Winners.